both his old and his current stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Alex would be very fascinated to see
how well some of it's aged.
Well, either how well some of it's aged or just how bizarre our things were.
The unforgivable sin of Johnny not catching the legendaries and just kills them intentionally.
I can only imagine what
on purpose.
What my reactions are going to be. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mehcast, and oh, what a motley crew we are. So, here we have... I'm just gonna show off here. Here now.
And tonight, I'm playing Neo.
Brand deodorant.
And in my case, I am going through...
look at that.
Oh, yeah. And in my case, I am going through Pokemon Crystal on my 3DS. So far, I've gotten a few shinies. Finally, after many soft resets, I got a shiny Cyndaquil and a shiny Pichu.
Okay, let's see what else we got going on here.
So if we look closely here, by the way, we've unlocked a certain piece of concept art here, and if we look closely here, we can see that there's an especially dark stripe.
And we're live on my end. Welcome back to the Mehcast, and oh, what a motley crew we are.
Indeed, we are.
With more Pokemon Platinum.
And I'm back with more Resident Evil 9. If you couldn't...
Last time on Pokemon Platinum.
I should probably close the RE framework overlay before
and as you can see, I've gone through a bit more or grinding off camera.
The hell?
And everyone seems to be at a viable level.
Star, since when were they making a live-action Voltron?
They've been making a live-action Voltron for a while. It's featuring Henry Cavill as one of the main characters, apparently.
Yeah, so new news on that one. Apparently that's going to be releasing directly to Prime Video.
Interesting.
Huh. It sounds exactly like how I felt, with the second season of Panty and Stocks.
Because I was really hoping that the Voltron movie would go into theaters, because Amazon does this thing sometimes where they... Okay, so you know how The Boys is bad now? The Tick never got a chance. The Tick never got a chance to become bad. It was only ever it was only ever good for 2 seasons and then it was abandoned. Amazon does this thing with its series where they'll abandon certain properties after a point.
If it doesn't do well.
Oh, no, The Tick did fine. But apparently it didn't do well enough for them. It was like how Jean-Claude Van Johnson was really, really good and had some cool shit in it. And apparently it was fairly well received, but not well received enough to get a continuation, even though the first season ended on a massive cliffhanger that would have been fucking hilarious, I'm certain.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Hikari, or should I say Megumi Toyoguchi in Japanese, and in English, Emily Bauer.
Oh, but there's Crasher Wake.
But yes, if we zoom in here on a certain character's concept art, we can see that there is a dark stripe around Sherry Birkin's ring finger, and then her ring that she's got on her pinky appears to be somewhat loosely fitted. And then if we go over here, down onto her looking at herself in the mirror from the previous scene, and we can also see that the ring appears to just be kind of placed there, as opposed to being fitted for the ring finger. Now if we go up here, we can see her prominently placed beside Leon, and then if we go to Leon's concept art, we can see a prominently placed ring of his own. And if Capcom isn't trying to tell us something with that, then I have a feeling that Capcom might just be stupider than I gave them credit for.
Yeah.
Or if they're intending to tell us something completely the fuck different, well, I don't fucking know at this point.
And meanwhile... Oh.
Wow. And my Maylene's gym looks like it actually pretty decently good. Yeah. Decently looking.
Yep. And we have to hit these punching bags across.
There's a lot of
by the way,
models here I can unlock.
By the way, this is the last gym in the game that has a changed aesthetic. Everything else is the same.
Here, gray,
Same as it was in Vanilla, Diamond, and Pearl.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, hi, not Ryu. Hadouken! And Machoke.
Okay, so we've achieved a bunch of...
Alright. Just made sure to check your stream. Alright.
Okay,
I just
so
checked your
because
stream. Audio is coming in. The game audio.
So, we're good on the audio.
I get more stuff. Okay, I'm gonna get 1,500 points for completing the main story on classic difficulty.
Woohoo!
Alright. Time to face off against the Gizmo girls. One down, a few more to go.
Some part of me wonders if I should, based off of Emil's Let's Play of of Soul Silver, I should change my Torterra Seed Bomb.
Seed Bomb is a special move.
No, it's not.
Or physical?
It's a physical.
Oh. Interesting. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be bad. Probably thought about replacing it with Razor Leaf, or...
Well, I mean, hey, I can't have Razor Leaf all the time.
Yeah.
By the way, Star.
It's definitely one of those cases, do you want the extra power or the easy
the
criticals?
DLC I already own.
By the way, Stark, how'd you feel about seeing Kamen Rider Zetz's final form debut fight?
Looks pretty cool.
Meanwhile, Filthy Frank sees that and he's like, "You think that's all I got, little bitch? Well, I'll summon the Speed Lord. Oh, yeah!"
What the?
But Dave isn't there, or to one-shot him.
Dave ain't here. No man.
I'm talking about the Chocolate Man, Dave.
Stark doesn't understand Filthy Frank lore, or does he?
I do know Filthy Frank lore. I was making a Cheech and Chong joke.
Welcome to the rice field.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker.
So Meditai is an interesting case of being both fighting and psychic, as you've no doubt noticed in my Gen 3 playthrough. Now watch this. Yummy.
Right. Oh, dang.
What you talking about, Willis? Oh, this looks like a point of no return that I'm going to have to deal with.
Uh-huh. So, the only...
Okay, my Torterra has 63 special defense.
Yeah?
Ooh.
And that thing hit me with a confusion.
And that only took off about 25 hit points.
No, it didn't even take off.
You already told me.
No, it took off, like, it didn't even take off 25. It just took off a very minuscule chunk, and I'm like, you must be a weak-ass Metatite.
Yeah. I was about to say.
Level 35.
Okay.
Alright, Siki.
Hey, keep your head where I can see it.
Now,
Yes.
Now they're about to summon Machoke.
Machoke!
Go, Debbie.
Go, Debbie.
I like how Machoke's Diamond and
Be a
Pearl
good
spread looks
mother
like
to
he's
your
trying to
kids.
rock on with a guitar. Doing his air guitar.
No, he's trying to do it how Dragon Force does it.
Yeah.
I seriously have to question what exactly.
Morning, in the time before the light, the lanes of death sit turn rain. I fucked that up tonight.
Oh god.
But at least
know,
I'm not
he's-
Darkside Phil. Speaking of which, a game has come out that not even Darkside Phil is able to fuck up at.
He'll find a way.
Oh, I know he'll find a way. He always does. But it's called a mixtape.
Yeah. Oh, that,
Yeah, it's the latest quote-unquote indie industry plant.
It is $20 for 3 hours.
that ain't worth my money. I ain't paying. I
And
ain't
the
buying
only
games.
thing
I
you'll end up
automatically
getting,
don't care for it.
and the things you'll get for it is that you don't even have to play the game.
Yeah.
It's like the
now,
game
keep in
holds your
mind,
hand.
Keep in mind, Deltarune is
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
Pizza
and-
Tower.
And Toby Fox gave you the first, like, third of the game for free.
Sweet.
Oh, and also keep in mind that there is more required input necessary for Final Fantasy 13 than this fucking game.
Yeah.
Hey, John. Try moving
Great.
right.
And here's the thing, Final Fantasy 13 isn't even a bad game. It's just...
It's got
Hey,
its
hey,
own fair
I
share of
shot
issues.
you in the face.
Is the best to put it nicely.
It's got
Why
issues,
couldn't you stay
but
dead
it's,
like Marvin?
But it's leaps and bounds better than quite a few of the slop that's been coming out lately.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just from Square.
Yeah. Square, I feel like, is having some kind of identity issue.
Yep.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So, much like in the previous few weeks I've been on here, I have gone through a few more episodes of Digimon Adventure 2020. And if you've seen that Life Hacks video, which is Filthy Frank's...
Run for your life!
Not
And if you
exactly the song.
If you've seen Filthy Frank's second highest viewed video ever,
fuck
which
you.
is his
Fuck
Life
you.
Hacks video,
Fuck you.
then you'll be able to perfectly imagine how I felt after watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, yes, that the reaction and thing is, which, by the way, totally not Mark's Dragon Ball GT review is how I found out about that video.
Uh,
No.
Is
there's
that
still,
mixed?
I
is
still
that
like
game-
some things about GT, but I'm like, some of it is okay, but not as bad.
GT wasn't that bad. It was alright.
Is
I mean, I
that
like-
the mixtape game?
But if there's something I will
bothering
give
you?
credit to Nakatsuru is the idea of Super Saiyan 4 that Toriyama was like, dang, even I,
Nope. Ah, god damn it.
even way
And-
Super Saiyan 4 was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
thank you,
so
Nakatsuru.
So the next few
Oh god,
episodes.
God.
So I've been going through at least like 5 episodes a day,
Yeah.
to the point where people would be like, "What are you doing with your life?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Why
Which
aren't-
I would-
Why aren't
which
you?
I would-
Why aren't you watching this with me so that we can both suffer together?
Because I'd rather suffer alone than force another person to share in my suffering. Because I've already made you suffer. Alex, I've already made you suffer through Digimon Tri.
I
You
know.
don't
I'd
need
like
watch
I'd
this.
like to suffer through more. I think it would be
Why?
great content because I think it would be great content.
It's not going to be great content.
Dang. You know, it's even bad that even one YouTuber I happen to follow who loves Digimon and even collect a lot of merch kind of found the Try movies and 2020 kind of disappointing.
Okay, so in this string of episodes, our heroes are still on Eldradimon on after he fell to the surface. Yes, and well, as it turns out, they ended up. As it turns out they're surrounded by a Mega Seedramon and Waru Seedramon.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And
you were supposed to be dead.
And meanwhile, Ty,
Oh, hi.
meanwhile, Izzy and the others are trying to figure out
What
how
the
to solve
fuck
the
happened
issue
there?
with a bunch of tankers just going haywire and the
Oakley dokley.
and there being a potential military incident.
And before that, speaking of which, hi, Maylene, voiced by
To which
Aya
I
Endo
have-
in Japanese.
To which I have to retort, do we really need potentially a world-ending threats almost every arc in this show? Because we already know how absurdly powerful these Digimon are. We don't need to be reminded of it almost every episode. But apparently, in the
Hey Chris, I
Infinite
found a bunch
Wisdom-
more people for you to be guilty about not getting killed.
Here it is, her main Pokemon, Lucario.
If I survive, he dies. He dies.
And yeah, in the case of Maylene, she's
Feel
played
that
by-
earthquake, baby.
In the case of Maylene, she is played by Aya Endo in the anime, and God rest her soul, Rachel Lillis for the anime as well.
I'm surprised they got Rachel Lillis or the TCPI dub of this series.
Mm-hmm.
And that if that were the case, she should have stuck around as Jessie.
Yeah.
Jessie. Yeah.
Yeah. Still a better voice of the character than another actor we shall not name. And I believe in Masters.
Now,
She is
realistically,
To be
played
quite
by-
honest,
broken the
when-
glass there, but whatever.
To be quite
Go ahead.
honest, it's like the fact that Maylene's confidence was drained and just because of Paul being a douchebag. It's like at that point, Maylene should have just refused him the badge.
Yeah.
Because a gym leader commands your respect no matter how badly you beat them.
Hey, Star.
Yeah. But
Yo.
okay, so
What starting
Yeah.
weapon do you guys think I should go with? Sword, dual swords, spear, axe, kusharigama, odachi, or tanto?
Go with an Odachi.
Kevin, you got a pick?
I don't have any real stakes in this one way or another.
and I believe in the case of Maylene and Masters, she is played by Erica Lindbeck and Akiha Matsui.
Right?
I think
And the
I'll-
thing is
dual swords.
but yeah, it's
Don't look down. Don't look down. Leon's not afraid of
Yeah.
heights, but I sure as fuck am.
part of what makes
Oh yeah, we'll make that my second weapon then.
part of what makes the whole thing with Paul by that point in the series completely
And,
irredeemable is the fact that he literally sent out his abused Chimchar that he himself abused
Yeah.
against its own fear, knowing that his opponent would have a Zangoose. And
Yeah.
after a while, Paul just stopped giving a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
he just instead
I'll
of
take the doll.
wanting,
Okay,
instead
I
of
like
I gotta-
that.
you
I gotta
know,
call.
he has other Pokemon at his disposal. He could have used any of them, and they would have been a far better matchup, and that way, he wouldn't have disrespected Nurse Joy. But no, he disrespected her wishes, took out the abused Chimchar, and then
fuck?
when it wouldn't do what he wanted, he just gave up on it.
What? Ah. Okay.
Alright. But oh hey, Max
Yeah.
Repels! Yippee!
It's a department store. They have
They have everything you need.
They have everything except
They have
fabric
matching
soft.
salt. They have matching salt and pepper
And
shakers.
just the essentials you need for your journey.
anyway. So yeah, it's like
But yeah,
eventually, and then of course Paul just and instead of facing any form of repercussions whatsoever for his actions, Paul just releases Chimchar, tells it to politely fuck off, and then
Chimchar, kindly fuck off.
And Paul is, yeah, basically
And then-
as I call him, the Sasuke of the series. But
then he's basically discounts Silver, minus any semblance of humility whatsoever, and Ash will always be his willing punching bag.
and at the very least, Chimchar actually went to an actually good trainer who cares for his
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yes, and then of course, and you would think that at some point Paul would actually face any repercussions, but as Zero did point out, he's pretty much like Sasuke in that regard,
Yeah.
in that he doesn't. He never once receives any repercussions for his actions, and is just allowed to be this massive douche canoe
Yeah.
throughout the whole of Diamond and Pearl.
Acts as a complete douche. Doesn't
And the
elaborate.
crazy
and
thing
leaves.
is about his Paul or slash Shinji's Seiyu, Kiyotaka Furushima, he would actually go on to be in My Hero Academia.
Who would he play there?
As I am looking that up, I know he also played Ash's Weasel.
I don't know what the purpose of using gravity is, Clefairy. You don't know any ground moves.
Okay, so he plays Anta Sero in My Hero Academia.
Oh, aka one of the three idiots who's nearly as perverted as Mineta.
Yep.
But he and Kaminari have actual standards. Mineta has 0 standards.
Mm-hmm.
Until they have
Some
to
other
clock
characters he played in My Hero Academia was a character named Mustard, and there's
Mustard!
Keto from Laugh As If You Are in Hell. Let's see.
Mustard!
Jack
Oh dear,
Manson
Metronome.
and Togaru Kamakiri, aka Jack
It
Manson.
couldn't have been Roar of Time. No, it had to be Fate Attack.
See, some other Pokemon roles he had was Iris's Gibble, aka Fukumaru, and Excadrill.
Yeah, Excadrill is its name.
Yeah.
And then of course it's like you would think that Paul you would be it's surprising that none of Paul's Pokemon ever think to ever think of just disobeying him just because of the sheer level of disrespect that he's displayed for them.
Yeah, at that point, I feel like maybe some of the
there's
Pokemon
also-
would be fed up with Paul's attitude and the way he...
Because Pokemon, even though they don't seem to display a whole lot of sentience, are sentient creatures.
Like, I think there's something within the newest series where it's like, for some reason, one trainer who happens to have an Umbreon, a Pokemon that you raise with friendship,
As
gets
long
to
as
hate
it's
him.
nighttime.
gets him to hate it.
You would
Honestly,
think that,
Yeah.
and you would think with the way that Paul has practically abused his Pokemon, and you'd think that he would actually have a team filled with Pokemon unversed in frustration, which is why Jesse using Harley's Pokemon in the Pokemon contest was actually a fairly good use of frustration, because they don't fucking know her.
Yeah. And I think that was something I personally took issue with Veneri, the fact that it learns frustration as a part of its moveset, and if anything, I would have replaced that with Return instead.
And it evolves with friendship.
Okay.
Yeah, at that point, you might as well replace frustration with Return to, make that the
Okay,
raising
I
its
like this
happiness
balance.
beneficial.
Alright, let's try out the Odachi here.
And
Anyway,
Ooh,
where were we?
okay.
so yeah.
I am liking what I'm
So yeah,
seeing
it's like, and
here.
Ash, Brock, or Dawn should have reported this as to like Officer Jenny or Nurse Joy, but they didn't. And they were spectating the match.
Yeah. Hello, 911. Yeah, we have a Pokemon trainer who is abusing his Pokemon and is being a complete douche canoe.
But
There you go.
and we got the hidden move Fly,
All right.
which acts as our teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Ooh.
go through.
Oh, man.
And let's teach our Staraptor Fly.
Okay. Ooh, Eevee is level 23. It wants to learn Quick Attack.
Goodbye, Double Team. I barely used you.
I shall replace Tailwind.
And so it isn't in, and the thing is that he claims to have some level of respect for people that are considered like his superiors, especially someone as absurdly busted as Cynthia.
Oh yeah, you gotta respect Cynthia.
But the thing
Everyone's
is that
favorite
he has constantly displayed zero respect for any authority
How
figure.
are you hitting me from behind cover? You're in cover. I'm in cover. You know what? Fuck.
We're all in cover. Is there anyone that's in cover that I should know about? Me.
Meow.
Fuck you.
Jinx, you owe me a soda now.
Eat hand grenade. You some bitch. That better be a fucking herb. I don't need shotgun shells. I need a fucking herb.
Oh, God.
Are you
Oh,
about
here's
to-
some
More-
fun fact.
More herbs? Okay.
Are you about
Okay.
to play probably?
Where's an orange masked Ninja Turtle when you need him?
Let's.
Hey, buddy. I got some
Hey,
pizza
dude, I
for
got
you.
those green herbs you asked for.
No, Mikey, those are not the green herbs I needed. I did not ask for weed. I asked for healing items.
This should
Oh,
heal
God.
your mind, bro.
Here's a fun fact about the evolution's names in Japanese. Okay, Vaporeon is called Showers.
Ow, shit.
Jolteon is called Thunders. And Flareon is called Booster.
Gold?
That's right.
And then
If only.
Booster.
Booster
Jug for
Gold
the
was better in
Johtos.
Smallville than he was in Legends of
Let's
Tomorrow.
And it's even, I think Zapdos is called Thunders. It's like, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Chingling.
Chingling.
And so.
Let's see. Espeon do Aphid.
And people try to tell me on Twitter, try to say on Twitter, like, oh, Paul's the best rival character. I'm like,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
no. Now, I'd say he's probably one of the weakest. He's probably my least favorite, right up there with Trip.
Yep.
Everyone
And
knows
Trip
the
was
best
basically
rival is
Played by
obviously
a talentless hack.
Jamie McGonagall.
Oh, yeah. I've heard him in other shows when he's doing, like, non-4Kid stuff. He sounds decent there. But that's all I can say about that.
Okay, sending in Curlia. Go get him,
Right.
John Williams.
everyone knows the best rival is and always will be Gary motherfucking O.
Gary motherfucking oh, bitches!
By the way, Alex,
Or
you did,
Shigeru Okido in Japanese.
by the way, Alex, you did say that you wanted to do like a pre-recorded playthrough of Ocarina of Time, correct?
Yes.
Count me in for that.
You'll have to let us know when you have it all done and whatnot so we could start because
Oh, goody
Hi,
gumdrops.
the most bizarre Pokemon.
More
Hi,
people.
Drifloon, the balloon Pokemon. Drifloon.
More victims.
goodbye, Drifloon.
Huh. Oh, Aftermath. Huh. It's kind of like the equivalent to Shed Skin.
Well, rough skin, actually.
Rough Skin. But yeah, Rough Skin.
Ooh.
Okay, let's go in this patch of grass.
And what can we find here?
Let's take a poop in this patch of grass.
Let's not and say we did.
Rhyhorn. Or Tyhorn. Pikachu, the horn! Aim for the horn!
The fact that that's not even a dub error is astonishing.
Even in the Japanese! I'm like... possible? As whoever was in charge of those episodes, or the anime, I'm like, oh god, have they even played or looked through the games to get an idea that Rhydon is part rock and grass? I mean, ground, I'm sorry. I correct myself.
It's alright.
I was about to say...
Rock and
Aim for
ground.
the horn!
But yeah.
Not what I wanted at all. Stop giving me all the stuff that I don't want. Give me the ones that I do want. If this were a Nuzlocke run, you'd already be on my team.
But I did find that interesting how Blaine's design was, early design was of someone who was in the war, but they kind of had to change it to a scientist since Surge.
I think that was
Lieutenant Surge kind of fit the
Surge.
bill of someone who was involved
And
in the
Lieutenant
war.
Surge would later look like Guile from Street Fighter.
Good God.
I'm sorry, Gale. No,
What is
Gale.
Relay.
good for?
I'm sorry, Kyle.
There you are!
Ow.
Yep, this is the Pokemon that I'm looking for my next teammate.
Houndour!
Nice.
Okay, now...
Houndour is an interesting Pokemon.
And what I took personal issue with in Gen 2 is that you had to wait until the end post-game to get him, I believe.
Yep.
Which is completely what the fuck?
Yep. Also, I actually used Houndour in my
God damn it!
playthrough of XD many years ago.
No! Okay, I'll settle
Alright,
for a female.
Take two. Take two. And I think the sad case is with Sneasel as well. It's like, didn't they? Yeah, that's because I'm going to Crystal right now. Didn't they? The only way to get Sneasel is like on the Icicle path.
Okay. Yeah, only in Crystal can you get in the Ice Cavern.
But yet in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they went reverse on that. It's like
No, they went back to...
they went back. Why?
Finally!
Hooray!
On a female Houndour.
It was only a few levels from evolving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, I got
Which
an
is part of
achievement.
why catching Houndour here is really good. What shall I name this Houndour?
What are we gonna go for?
Doggo.
Actually, you know what? I have the perfect name.
Murder dog.
Dogmate.
Luna. Oh, Sailor Moon.
Nope.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Okay. I was like,
It's in reference to
His
Oh,
dog.
my former Space Invader.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to him, man.
Nice tribute.
Ah.
all right, EXP sharing time.
If it was something else, if I get something like a Herdier or something,
Huh.
probably just go ahead and name that one after my dog, Gypsy. God rest her soul.
Yeah.
God rest her soul. Live a long time.
All right.
I mean, hey, if it were male, I'd name it after my older sister's dog. Dog who had passed away.
Ooh.
Gypsy. Gypsy Danger? Or
I could have
was
thought
that,
of many more vulgar names for my rival in Crystal. I could have gone with douche or asshat. I just refer to him as.
So what are we
dude.
gonna... No. So what are we gonna call this ass? Proceeds to name him exactly what Ted suggested. What
Yeah.
Ted said.
Oh, right.
I think currently in my Crystal, I just refer to name my rival dude because he's just that dude who is a douche canoe.
I just call him.
In this game?
I just named my rival as DOOD, just dude. A little subtle nod to Maximilian.
Let's go!
That is still one of my favorite boss rages from him all those years back, was the Azura's Wrath.
Oh, God.
And it plays the
Asura's
music.
Wrath.
Yeah.
When you play
Damn it.
Dare by Stan Bush.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Azura, voiced by Liam O'Brien and
Oh,
Hiroki
God.
Yasumoto.
And the
Yeah,
thing is that he wasn't...
That and The Touch are in fucking mixtape, of all things. And the official Transformers comic couldn't get the rights to the lyrics for that because they cost too much. That tells you how much that fucking indie game cost.
Yep.
Oh wait, have you checked Houndour's nature?
I am not yet. I'll check it after this battle. I'm
Yeah,
not
'cause
going to. I'm not going to dictate
I know.
my playthrough based off of
What?
natures of Pokemon.
But yeah, I can. Yeah, because I have the natures list pulled up just in case. So it's all good.
Don't worry, I was kind of like that.
Die,
too.
Oni, die.
Yeah, because like I think when I was going through Fire Red recently, I was trying to look for a nature that had like very solid attack. It was, like, as long as it was like an adamant or
Alright.
naughty nature, Aerodactyl with Rockhead, I'm pretty much set.
Alright, let's look at this.
It is
Bold
a bold
nature.
nature, meaning increase in defense and decrease in physical attack.
Which is fair given the fact that Houndour is not exactly a physical attacking Pokemon.
Yeah, you're most likely that is just giving it special moves.
Yeah, it's like, why would you bother worrying about a physical attack stat when your Pokemon is a special oriented one, typically?
And pretty much have to prioritize moves that Pokemon excels at.
What's that?
Ooh,
You say you have a Pokédex, an authentic one.
one. Oh hoy!
And it's still funny to me how the English dub for Paul is the same guy who voices what's his fate? Rigby's his younger brother.
Yeah.
Like, talk about character range, man.
Yeah.
That's the same voice he's using too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Julian Rebelito.
Yep, that's the guy.
Okay, yeah, he did do some voice acting here and there. He was the War Dogs in Manhunt. War Dogs.
Manhunt.
Okay, he was Raul Pasos in Max Payne 3.
Maximum Pain.
Yeah.
And then there's his buddy.
Internet
and then there's the
porno.
other guy who's supposedly more manly than him, Stephen Webby.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Internet porno.
That's a
What's the
reference
link on
to
that internet porno?
that's a
I
reference
squeezed
to
the trigger.
to some Screw Attack top 10s.
Mm-hmm.
I request
What
the link on
the
that.
fuck?
And looking from his other voice actor roles, he did some additional voices in the very first Red Dead Redemption.
Oh dear, I've been poisoned.
Oh God, Tangela! This is what happens when you have some
Angela.
some ramen noodles.
Or I'm
running
sorry,
away.
as Pro Jared calls him, Wiggly Woo.
This is what happens when ramen noodles run amok. But yeah. Going back to
Give me some souls. Give me them rings.
yeah, going back to it.
Ooh, that
Regarding
was
about
close.
FMA from yesterday, I don't exactly hate Fumiko Orikasa. I heard better roles from her. Chun-Li and Rukia come to mind for me.
Yeah.
And I would say Nichiko Nea wasn't all that bad, honestly. Like, when I got to listen to it. After hearing her as Chun-Li in Capcom vs. SNK 1 and 2,
And Luna grew to level 23.
yeah, and Adine. Oh, Yanma! In order to evolve
These
this
collectors only have one purpose in life, and that's to fill your Pokédex entries.
thing... Yep. So Yanma, I believe, in order to evolve, needs to use Ancient
It
Power.
needs to have ancient power. It needs to learn ancient power.
Mm-hmm. And the same can be said for Pillow Swine.
Yep, Piloswine needs ancient power as well. Alright.
Oh, it's you. I came looking for some legendary Pokemon that they say roosts here, but there's nothing here. Nothing after all of the trouble of coming to this dump? No way. It's all your fault. Gee, thanks, dude. It's not my fault. Couldn't find any legendaries.
Sounds like a skill issue to me.
I thought I was going to be able to stunlock that guy forever, but no, I got cut in half for my troubles.
All right.
No, that's
Goes
fair.
to show.
That's
Goes to
perfectly
show,
fair.
Alex.
My rival dude sends out a haunter.
I have enough. Yeah, I still got time to see if I can finish this mission.
All right,
No.
Luna was elevated to level 4, or at level 24.
Yeah,
So just... Does it need to evolve at level... Oh! There we go.
So, gender difference between Houndooms is that the male
The horns.
Houndoom has a longer set of horns.
Yeah, female is a bit is shorter.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. Exactly a similar case with Pikachu,
And I have
where
to-
the
and I have
tail
to-
differs.
And I have to agree with Emil. Some of the platinum sprites are better than the diamond than the heart gold soul silver ones.
Gotta
This is
agree on
true.
that.
Mhm.
God.
Just gonna stock up on everything, because I fucking need it. Might as well craft that. And save the game.
Oh, hello, Wormadam.
Wardham.
Wormadam.
To be honest, of the Gen 4 Raichu sprites, I would say the Diamond and Pearl one is my favorite of between that, Platinum, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
You call that a super effective attack? Get the fuck out of here.
You're not worth my time.
You're not welcome here. By the way, Alex, they updated the Twilight Princess as Dusk PC thing with Dusk 1.01.
Sweet. I'm probably not gonna get around to that for a while, so...
Not gonna get around to the best Zelda game.
Well, I gotta play through
AKA
Ocarina of Time first.
And Majora's Mask.
Yep.
Are you doing the PC versions of those, Alex? Or
Yeah.
just want to make
By
sure.
the way, Alex, one stipulation I will have, since I'm going to be 100%ing Majora's Mask, I would like you to do the same for Ocarina of Time.
I can do
Oh
that.
God, no.
I can do that in my sleep, dude.
All right. So that means you'll also get the gold Skulltulas and the big pose.
Yeah?
I'm just making sure. I'm not doubting you.
Why would you put yourself back through that stuff again?
Because sometimes when you know a game but aim really well, you really want to flex completing it more than once.
Yeah, exactly how I feel when it came to X1 and 3. X3, I'm able to
Oh, damn it.
100% that one with ease. And keeping Zero alive.
You can't even... It's kind of
Yeah.
funny how you can play as Zero up until the boss door, and then Zero's like, nah, okay, X, I've done enough of the level for you. You gotta do the rest by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, thankfully, with one of the hacks that I came across, they do make Zero fully playable. The ROM hacks for X3.
So, Duskull is... So it's kind of interesting in how we have... Yeah, Duskull is a very physical-oriented ghost.
Well, more so Dusclops, yeah.
But it's like, at first Dusclops was just kind of a mid-tier one, but then Dusk Noir shows up, and suddenly it's really good.
Yeah, basically it's like, goes up to bed, it's like, huh, you think you're the best ghost type? Well, I say otherwise.
I've used Dusk Noir before, and it's pretty good.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You were asking something of me, Alex?
No, I said damn it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the Ruined Maniac here will keep chipping at the wall while we catch the unknown, so...
Oh boy.
At some point, I'm probably going to off-screen that because I don't want you guys to have to see me catch all 26 of those.
Thank you, Emil, for going
And
through
we
that
got a
so none of us have to.
memorizer.
Yes.
This will allow us to trade evolve Magmar into Magmortar. So it goes from being a okay-ish fire type to a good fire type.
And fun fact about Magmar's name is in Japanese. Wanna guess what it is?
What?
Boober.
Why?
Boober.
Why? Why? Because it looks like it has two boobs on its head.
Yeah.
You would think Japan would have a bit more refinement with its naming conventions, but then you realize that Filthy Frank was born there.
And also the fact that Jolteon and Zapdos in Japanese are called Thunders and Thunder. As if that wasn't confusing enough.
I mean, hell, there was a whole YouTube channel of like a couple of people who were going through the various names between English and Japanese for stuff like Pokemon, Digimon, and Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that for Kingdom Hearts, the only real difference between the English and Japanese naming conventions is how it's pronounced in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
This is some classic
Instead of
Resident
Shadow.
Evil shit right here.
But, actually, yeah, now that I think about it, there was, like, Mr. Mime in particular, and its Japanese name is called Barriered, I believe.
Because it's known for setting up light screen and reflect.
Yeah, and even the guy who did the English translation for Pokemon all the way up until Diamond and Pearl actually did try to prevent that from happening. The whole, like, having Barriered be officially referred to as Mr. Mime. And this is honestly one of the few times I actually preferred calling it by its Japanese name. Close to Mr. Mime.
Must have been an awkward day. When Gen 2 came out and they started introducing Pokemon with more than... They started introducing the concept of there being two genders for every Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Aside from Nidoran and Nidoran female, because back then that used to be the only gendered Pokemon that existed.
Yeah, and even Nob, Mr. Nob, even probably was ahead of the curve, realizing that, yeah, Gen 2 was on the way as
Alright,
Gen
got
1
my
was
ass saved by that
translated
thing
in
falling
English.
down.
Shield on boasts heavy defense, and lol, Earthquake.
Earthquake, motherfucker!
Or as Johnny said in his review, feel that earthquake, baby.
Hell yeah. Alright.
Because Entei, Raikou, and Suicune were one of the reasons why Johnny took so long doing Crystal.
Yeah.
For his review, of that game.
Hey.
But then Johnny
Full circle.
had to. But then, and the other reason why Johnny took so long was because when he got to Kanto, he wanted to craft an entirely new team.
Yep. Enter Raichu and Tyranitar.
That's all you can do.
Oh no, it's Jolteon. Pray to God it doesn't go.
Whatever will this grass ground type do?
Pray to God that Jolteon doesn't go for the pin missile rape.
Oh no, pin missile rape.
Pin missile barely does anything.
And it's the only decent, well, only one of the only few attacking bug type moves in Gen 1, and it kinda sucks. Actia! Pin missile attack!
What about the pimp missile?
I think this coming Saturday we're gonna end up having to deal with
What about Femme
the
Nikita missile?
TCP.
The beginning of a new era.
Of hubs of Pokemon.
And basically, it's exactly what Funimation went through when they decided to take over doing DBZ in-house.
Well, the thing is that at the very least, when they ended up doing it in-house, it was mostly because of budget.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't afford to keep outsourcing the Japan or the not
The Canadian.
Especially
the
for
ocean dub, the ocean dub voice actors, because that's outsourcing to Canada.
Especially the fact that Barry Watson had to fly to Canada and go back to Texas, like back and forth, and it was just becoming too costly even for him at the time.
Yeah,
so
much.
They just decided to do it in-house. That at least had a bit more of a justified reasoning behind it, whereas since TPCI I was mostly comprised of the New York voice cast, it's like, okay, so just maintain the original cast but under this new moniker.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And
It's not like they outsource the voice acting outside of there, and they will outsource the voice acting to LA and Texas. Why else do you think J. Michael Tatum's a recurring actor in Pokemon?
Yeah, because at some point in the early 2020s, both him and Brandon McInnes did make the jump to LA for more future projects and opportunities. I mean, heck, he's the now Tatum in now the current voice for Sid in the remakes of FF7.
Honestly, his voice for Sid is just... it's alright.
How do you think it fares compared to from Kazuhiro Yamagi's?
Well, the only voice I'd have to compare for English is Chris Edgerly. And Edgerly is barely in Advent Children.
Yeah.
I'd have to compare it more to stuff like Kingdom Hearts and Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2, where he's actually in it more, but at the same time, Tatum is playing the actual Sid, and not just this is Sid from Final Fantasy VII, but not really, because he's rewritten for the purposes of this game.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much the cast of Final Fantasy VII in Kingdom Hearts in a nutshell. As well as Final Fantasy VIII, because the only Final Fantasy VIII cast member that's in Radiant Garden with the FF7 cast members is Squall.
Yeah.
Yes, Squall.
I believe because of Tatum making the jump to LA, he even got to be featured in Demon Slayer. And
as one of the Kasagai crows.
Which is kind of funny in Japanese. He is played by Sho Hayami, the original Zarbon.
Interesting.
And because even I think, oh man, because I know he was in the 2021, the 2021 release anime dub of Shaman King.